Well, if we are recording, welcome to August 2025. If we are recording, hopefully.
All right, we'll start there. Yes, I opened up my mind to treason. What's up, everyone? It's August. This is MetalAsylum.net. Got our founder over there, Rich Catino, and me, Jack Mangan. So what's we got an agenda, so we won't beat around the
Yeah.
bush too much. But
Which we
what's
did a few months ago. And then we said we were going to do it the next month, and we didn't do it like jerks. So, so since we're doing it in August, let's really try and do it in September because we're talking new albums that came out over the past 3 months, right?
Yes. I'm gonna really quickly plug Support Life and Music, of course, is Slam. That's my organization. It's raising awareness and doing data and research for musician mental health. So, help us out, just throw us a bone, help us out however you can. Look us up, supportlifeandmusic.org. Also, Rich and I write for the Metal Hall of Fame. I just published for
Right.
August an article called Into the Pit. It's a thrash starter pack. It's just a list a bunch of songs to kind of get you started in the thrash genre. And actually, hat tip to Rich Catino over there, who pointed out a couple. I'm not going to name names. I don't want to embarrass myself, but he pointed out a couple of names that I might have omitted if I hadn't had his help. So thanks very much to Rich over there for Thrash
No,
Starter Pack.
I equally like my thrash metal, especially of course from the 80s where it was birthed, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's not the topic, so I'm not gonna
Right.
go there. But I could talk
Right.
about this for a half hour, but I'm not gonna go there. The topic is new music. So why don't you start? Start us off with some good new music. I don't know, name one or two. I don't care. There's no format here. Just whatever you
Right.
want to talk about.
All right. So there's this band. I write for Brave Words. I also contribute to Sea of Tranquility.
Yes.
People are over there. So we do a segment, an episode that's called the New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal. Try and do one every month. So previously we talked about this band Helm's Deep. Have you heard of them?
Through you.
Okay. We try and do like 3 to 5 bands an episode. So I forgot when we did these guys. So Helm's Deep, the bass player is John Gallagher from Raven.
That's right. Yep.
Um, and they're from the new wave. I mean, the new wave of British heavy metal. So it's in the family with the new wave of traditional heavy metal because it's got younger players, but you got a veteran in there. So they have this new record that came out. It's called Chasing the Dragon. You can check it out at New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal Full Albums, which is on YouTube.
Who's a
And they
vocalist?
have, what's that?
Who's a vocalist on Helm's Deep?
The singer is, hold on, Alex Sciortino. So usually when you go to the New Wave of Traditional Heavy Metal Full Albums, they usually tell you where the band comes from and everything. So these guys are from the USA
Okay.
and they're on Nameless Grave Records. So I think you would like them because I know you like Raven's music, but you're not a fan of the vocals.
Yeah, you're remembering pretty
Right.
well. No, I like his vocals now. I'm saying that, as a young listener, I couldn't get past
Okay.
vocals, but yeah, as I've gotten older, I actually really like Raven's vocals now. But
All
great,
right.
great music regardless. Like great rock, great
Yeah.
riffs.
So
Great.
this is in the family of that. In the family of that, just a different voice
Okay,
and not a 3 piece.
cool.
So
Um,
that's one of them. It's a 4 piece band. Raven's a 3 piece. This is a 4 piece.
yeah, and no football helmets in Helm's Deep, I guess.
No. But you got that. You got that fantasy artwork for the cover. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Give us another one, and then I'll name a couple.
All right. So I'm gonna go with this band Void as I look at my list here. Have you heard of them?
Again, through you, yeah, you've told me about them. I've actually checked them out. I did check them out. I get the same emails you get, so I'm pretty sure I think I checked them out, and I don't have anything to say, but I think I remembered. Other than I remember digging it, I remember thinking like, "There's this guy." I didn't do the deep dive, like the music nerd that I am. So
Okay. when you get a chance, check them out. They actually are on a tour this fall with Dark Angel.
I'm going to
So
interrupt
there's
you.
a,
I'm going to interrupt.
what's that?
Apologies. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. I
Oh,
apologize. I do remember this. Yes, this like that's right. I only heard one or two songs, but I was blown away. I was like, this is fantastic. I might have
okay.
even shared them to Metal Invasion, our friends over at Metal Invasion.
All
Um,
right, cool.
yeah,
So they're going out in the fall with Dark Angel, Sacred Reich, Violence, and Hyrax. That's pretty cool.
it's going to be quite a mosh
Y-
pit. Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys have gotten a really good buzz about them to get on a tour like that, right? So this is their second album, and I worked on my review for Brave Words already. I didn't send it in yet, but the way I describe them is like they're very forbidden. Like you know how Forbidden had those technical thrash elements with the leads and the harmonies and then the changes inside of the song structure. So
Yeah.
they're kind of like that, but it's got this the singer's got this theatrical delivery to his vocal. So it's almost like I don't know, it's something you could picture like Phantom of the Opera or something. And they actually have a song called Return of the Phantom. And did you see that video by the way?
Yes. Yeah. It's a well-produced video.
Yeah.
there's somebody who believes in this band. Yeah. That like I said, there's the first couple of tracks I heard. So I'm glad to hear that the full album lives up to those tracks.
Yeah, so the new album is called Forbidden Morals. It's coming out in August, any day now. I think it's the end of the month. So definitely check them out. It's very cool. It's like I said, it's like Forbidden kind of meets like a little bit of first two Testament albums, maybe a little bit of Master Puppets, Metallica thrown in there. Um, the vocals are not. Some of them are kind of not screamed, but kind of screechy, maybe a little
Yeah.
harsh. But there's also a singing part to the voice too. So it's almost like when Hetfield goes rough and then he gets melodic. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm working on that review. I just listened to the album, so I definitely like that one a lot too. So those are two of them that I've been listening to a lot.
Nice.
Yeah. How about
Nice.
you?
Well, I'm going to start actually with what I'm going to say is right now contender for album of the year for me. I don't know
Okay.
why this album is not getting like rave reviews, why people aren't like out in the streets like yelling about it. The band is called Blood Vulture. The you would know them because the band leader, the person behind it is I think his actual name is Jordan Olds, but he's Guarcinio from the 2 Minutes to Late Night show. It was a huge YouTube show. Did a lot of great stuff, especially during lockdown. So the
Okay.
Diet album is kind of like classic. I don't want to misrepresent it, but the closest thing is classic Alice in Chains, classic Jerry Cantrell, a little bit of Soundgarden.
Hmm.
They do some seven string stuff, a little bit of a classic cave in. They do some seven string guitar stuff, so it gets really heavy. So I've seen people saying like new metal, but I think that's just because of how crunchy and heavy the guitar sound is. There's not like the hip hop aspect like that new metal thing. But again, I know where
Okay.
people are coming from. I think you would like it. I know you're not a fan of new metal. That's nobody's
Not at all. Not at all.
not a
No,
secret.
none of it. None of it. I'll
But
take I'll take the Alice in Chains. I'll take the Soundgarden from grunge, and then the rest of it you could throw in the garbage. So go ahead.
I think you would like the Die Close album. It's all kind of
Okay.
built around one song, but the interstitial songs are excellent too. It's just as I'm
Okay.
saying, as I'm talking about it, it's stuck in my head. It's the album's called Die Close. Great vocals, great guitar playing, great guest stars, guest appearances. It's like I said. I mean, it's actually for me, it's in the running for album of the year so far. And we're 8 months in.
Okay.
The next one on my list is there's a new Alice Cooper called Revenge of Alice Cooper, and
Right.
for me, it does have some excellent little tracks on it and some good stuff. There's a couple of catchy tunes. I think
Which is the guys from the original Alice Cooper band.
yeah, that's what I was gonna
It's
say.
not,
This is
it's not, it's not the touring band that's out there that's always out there. This is the older band when it was called the Alice Cooper Band, right?
exactly, yeah. That's so it's a neat. I don't want to say gimmick, but it's a neat thing that he's doing. That
Yeah.
he's like, and I love Nita Strauss. I love his touring band. Like no disrespect to them, they're great. And I actually, I like his recent albums of this century. I like Brutal Planet and that kind of stuff. But this is yeah, this is it's a. I'm not gonna say this is on like the par of say the Killer or like the best of the '70s stuff. But I think old classic Alice fans will be pleased. So
It
that's it
definitely
for me.
has a retro, right, old school Alice sound to it too. It's not like they tried to modernize their sound or anything.
I mean, it doesn't sound like it was recorded in the '70s, but yeah, the songwriting, song styles,
Yeah,
some. I will say, I mean, there's no way you can shed all of your history. So I think there are aspects of 1980s Alice in it, but
yeah. Hmm.
so those are my two. So bring us in with some more. I think you and I have one in common that we'll talk
Yes.
about.
So we can talk about it at the same time. So I know you only heard a couple songs from the new Halloween album, Giants and Monsters. I was fortunate enough to get it sent to me. Not the physical copy, but I heard the whole record. So I also worked on that for Brave Words and I sent that in. That was really cool to get, pitch that one and I was able to take that one for a review, being a huge Halloween fan like you are. So if you like the last one, the self-titled one, you're gonna like this one. It's not trying to do anything different. It's Halloween being Halloween. The only thing, maybe, it has a little bit more directness to it, if that's possible. Uh, Two or three songs, the three guys share the vocal, which is pretty cool. So Andy Darius, Michael Kiske, and Kai Hansen, which is nice. And there's one song that could totally fit on a Camera album. Um, I didn't like this is it was called This Is Tokyo, right?
Right.
Wasn't too much of a fan of that song. I thought it was okay. I like great, catchy, hooky, melodic metal songs, but that one, I don't know, maybe a little underwhelming, right? I think you felt the same way.
Yeah, I hate that song. I hate This Is Tokyo. I think it's
You
terrible.
actually hate it.
I hate that song. Yeah, I think it's like took the wind out of my sails completely. I'm so
Okay.
excited for a new Halloween song, and then I heard that, and it was the first one they released. But then, and I think that sentiment has been shared by a lot of people, a lot of Halloween fans. But the next single, that yeah, I've only heard the two that they've released. I didn't have access to the promo, even though I'm in media. Come on, but I think
The next
the
one was called Universe, right?
yeah, Universe is a really very very good classic. It's very much in the vein of Skyfall, the song Skyfall, and the solos, the guitar harmonies. Like to me, I mean, this is I don't want to like be harsh on the song. The song is okay, but the like what elevates it to greatness is the guitar harmonies, the solos, like some of the things.
Yes. And
Halloween,
the and the way they do that delivery of the vocal section with
yeah,
the solos, right, is so classic. Keeper of the Seven Keys song, right?
yes, yeah, and that's exactly it. Yeah. So like the first 3 or 4 minutes are very good. But
Yeah.
then it escalates, and then you're just like in for like, yeah, this is it. This is
You get
Halloween,
that
and
change that Halloween's great at doing.
yeah. So I'm
It'll
excited
bring,
for the rest of the record.
yeah, it'll bring it right back to the Keeper song, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, I reviewed it. I liked it. I'm not going to tell you what I gave it, but I was very positive. Um, yeah, aside from This Is Tokyo, there's one other song. I think it's a Michael Wycath song. It feels too much like it's your typical speedy power metal song for me at this point. I like it when they add those elements to a song without it just being a straight through, flat lines kind of thing. So other than those two, the rest of it is great.
without because you and I mean, this could be the next 6 hours, you and me talking about Halloween. But my favorite for me, perfect peak Halloween are of
Yeah.
course the classic epics, but also Save Us, Twilight of the Gods, Eagle Fly
Right.
Free.
Right.
Those are that to me. That's of course that's speed metal. Like Ride the Sky.
Speed metal for speed, but it's power metal. That's your power metal, the double bass, and you got your leads, and it gallops and it propels and it's fast. But you got that big sing along chorus, right?
Yes,
That's traditional power metal. So that one song kind of feels too much like that. Like I get tired of it if you do it the same. It kind of comes out the same way, you know.
sure,
Um, like Stradivarius had that problem after what album? Destiny. So like Elements Part One and Part Two.
sure.
So you did the fast songs on those albums. I was like, I've heard this already. This sounds all the same as the previous ones, which are just much better, better done with the changes that it had in it. So aside from that one song and then This Is Tokyo, the rest of it is excellent. So
I'm down. All right, give us one more, and then I have three more, so
yeah,
I'll rattle off those three. But give us one
all right.
more, and then
The latest Heat album,
oh
which
yeah, I
came
want to
out,
hear it. I want to hear it. I like him. I like
Welcome
him.
to the Future. Pete Pardo actually at Sea of Tranquility, he just reviewed the new album too, and I've been talking to him for months. I'm like, dude, you gotta listen to Heat, you gotta listen to Heat, you gotta listen to Heat. And he finally went down the rabbit hole, and he loves them. So, I mean, you can't go wrong. They're like Europe, the Final Countdown, Out of This World meets like Def Leppard ish. Um, maybe a little bit of Survivor going on in there. Just great riffs, cool keyboards, big hooks, big melodies, nice edgy guitars sometimes too that have a little bit of metal feel to them. Kind of like Doc and Under Lock and Key, where how it was very slick and melodic, but it was still guitar driven and kind of heavy sometimes too.
Sure.
Heater like that. So these guys are a great combination. So those are my two.
Nice. I don't know what you just said because the internet cut out, but that's okay. I think this is a great call that Heat, comparing Heat to Survivor. Because I was going to say there are people in the
Yeah.
metal world who'd say, no, no, it's not metal. And
It's
you and
not
I,
really.
yeah,
It's well, it's got the metal riffs and it's got some metal edge sometimes. Just like I know Bon Jovi's not metal, but in the '80s, those first four records, they're hard rock, but they got some metal guitars in there too, right?
all right, next topic.
Jim Bohr's riffs, right? First two albums, especially, and his
Sure,
shredding. So that's how I compare it. So it's not just plain. You can't compare like Bon Jovi was harder than Journey and Styx and Foreigner, right?
fair
So
enough.
there's the line. There's the line. So you can't really throw them in there. They're harder rocking than that. They were more, lumped in with Motley Crue and Dokken and Slaughter and Rat and all that stuff.
Yeah, fair
So,
enough.
and take back on track here. All right. What are your other two?
Well, I'm gonna throw out three, but I mean, I'm gonna be quick about it because like it's another one I've only heard the singles, but I'm really digging Castle Rat, which Nathan Carson. I know he's connected to them, so shout out to Nathan. Um, their two new songs are really good. Speaking of how power metal is a genre, a subgenre that suffers from a lot too much sound alike stuff.
Yeah.
This kind of like retro stoner doom ish
Okay.
stuff, like there's definitely too much sound alike stuff going on in that genre for sure.
Right.
But this is a band that just great vocals, great riffs, really digging, really catchy. It definitely gets under your skin. So I'm looking forward to the album. I gotta try to get a hold of the full release, or I'll just wait for it with everybody else. But Castle Rats, the two songs from their new record, definitely check them out. I know that's not your top genre, but I know from what you said, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I know you can appreciate good stuff in that genre. So I think
Yeah.
you would dig Castle Rat.
Okay.
Um, and then while we talked to actually a band I discovered through Metal Asylum reviews a bunch of years ago. Like they have a new album out, which is kind of very proggy. And again, there's the thing people might say that's not really metal, but there's heaviness to it, and it definitely rocks. Is
Yeah.
We would say Gosta Berling Saga, but I interviewed the drummer, it's Josta Berling Saga. It's all
What's the
instrumental.
name of the band?
Uh, Gosta Berling, not Berlin, Berling's Saga, Gosta Berling Saga, or Josta Berling Saga if you're Swedish.
Okay.
Excellent stuff. Very groovy. And then my third one is back in the full metal realm. Well, Castle and Rat is totally metal, but is full disclosure. I've never disliked Volbeat, but I've never said, I'm a huge fan of Volbeat. But their
Yeah.
new album is killer. It's GOAT, GOAT, which stands for God of Angels Trust. It's killer, man. The riffs are banging,
I like some Volbeat.
yeah, I am I would even go so far as say, if I'm converted. It's really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've heard it, but definitely check it out if
I
you.
haven't. I gotta listen to it.
Yeah, new Volbeat. I know they're a little more mainstream too, and some people are going Volbeat,
Fine.
no, but I love it.
Yeah, I don't
I
mind
don't,
mainstream.
I don't just like it. I really love the new Volbeat
Yeah,
album. I think it's just so like there's one or two songs I could maybe
yeah.
skip, but man, there's so many great little moments.
It's still heavy and edgy too, as well. Like harder guitars.
Yeah, really heavy guitars, really good crunchy guitars, good heavy riffs. Like this is mosh pit stuff. I mean,
Okay.
but also like catchy, so it's really infectious. So it's them doing what they do best, but probably again, probably better than they've ever done it before. For me, this is the best thing they've ever done.
Okay. All right. So I got a couple of reissues. So they say what is old to some is new to others, right? So all these reissues that have been coming out on vinyl, I'm lucky enough to get them sent to me. So a friend of ours, Charlie Cal from the band Angel, plays
Yes.
keyboard. He's got this record label called Deco, Deko Entertainment, right? And they've been reissuing a lot of records that came out 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. So I got sent a couple of them to review, two of them for Brave Words already. So one of them is the fourth album from Slaughter. Not too many people remember this. Revolution.
Yeah, we talk. I'll admit I don't know this album. You and I talked about this one.
It's not great. It's not a train wreck either, but it's not, Up All Night. It's not the Fear No Evil album. It's not what was that song on this? What was the second album? Oh my god. Wildlife. It's not the Wildlife. It's not heavy like Wildlife. But you can tell just by the band picture, they were going for a different thing going on there.
This
A
was
little more
late
psych.
90s, right? 1998 or
Yeah,
97.
7, I think. Kind of psychedelic looking.
Yeah.
So some of the songs on this are kind of trippy. Even like look at the colors on the back, how they got it all swirling together.
Yeah.
You know. So it's not terribly bad. It's not like they tried to be grunge or new metal or alternative. They just went kind of 70s retro thing. So it's okay. It was nice to re-listen to it again. No extras on any of these right now. These are just straight reissues. This one is this was a tough one for me to listen to. So
So
this is Warren's Ultraphobic, which came out in '95, I think, if I'm correct.
I
So
don't know this
bad,
album.
bad time for I know bad time for these bands. Not too many people were listening to them. They had lost two members. They quit the band. They got two other members. This is totally trying to sound like the music at the time. So it's trying to be alternative and grunge. I hated it. I gave it a 5 out of 10. That's just because Deco did a nice job. I got the little rag sticker there. I left it there, but it's not it's not Uncle Tom's Cabin. It's not a great ballad like Heaven or The Bitter Pill from Dog Eat Dog, which is a great album. It's trying to sound alternative or grungy. The drums are flat, the riffs are flat, everything is just it's awful. I'm very disappointed. And listening
Warrant
to it, what's that?
Warrant as like Bush or like one of those bands from the later Candlebox that just doesn't
All
make.
that's just throw it all. Yeah, it's all in that mix. Like when I reviewed this for Brave Words, I said it was like I was listening to the single soundtrack.
Hey, I love that soundtrack. So, but
So, but Warren's not that band. You know what I mean? So why are we jumping on the bandwagon? I know it's the '90s, things were changing, but these bands were not that music. Jumping on bandwagons and trends is not good.
agreed. That
And
Chris Cornell song though, come on, Sun Shower, like come on. All right,
so
go
we
on.
got a issue of the 1975 debut album from Angel.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a great looking cover, by the way. That's a great
it
looking record.
is. Love it. Very cool. So these are all straightforward, pretty much. Cool blue vinyl here though.
Yeah, wow.
Right. I think the warrant was an orange one too. So you got the album credits here. Picture of the band members on the jacket, right?
Yeah,
Got all your band members here. Remember who was in this band?
I
Famous
don't know.
keyboard.
Well, no, I don't remember who the original keyboard player is. I know
House of Lords.
who it is now.
No,
Oh,
House of Lords keyboard player was. He had a band after his own last name.
Or was it Jeffrey? Was it?
Jafria, yeah.
Wow. I didn't know
Yeah,
he
you know about that, man?
I didn't know he was an angel. I gotta admit, I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Forgive me, guys, but yeah. But I mean, nice job, Charlie. That looks great. Yeah, great job.
yeah. Yep. So the great reissues coming from Deco. And then the last one, which came from Surefire Media through Rhino. So this is out on Rhino. So thank you to the guys over there for sending this to me. So I got sent the Van Halen Balance, which I'm going to review for Brave Words too. So this is a double vinyl of the original, album track listing remastered. Remastered. Then you got a second CD of rarities. You got Live at Wembley Stadium and a Blu-ray with 6 of their music videos.
And correct me if
So I
I'm,
mean,
this was the final full Van Hagar album, right? I know he did
yes,
they did a song for Twister and they did other stuff, but this was the final one with Van.
correct. Yeah, yeah. So that's what it looks like on the inside with your rarities and live CD and the
Cool.
album. Yeah. Yep. Last one with Sammy Hagar.
You know,
So
Amsterdam, I think is one of it's such an underappreciated, just what a banging song. So such a great, it's Eddie at his best, and
yeah,
I'm not a Sammy hater. Sammy sounded great on that record. Like that's
yeah.
that song is fantastic. Amsterdam is
And
a
I
great
think
one.
the 2 ballads are good too. Can't Stop Loving You. Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. I know the Sammy era is infamous for ballads. Too many ballads. Too many light, soft songs. But still 2 good songs.
I like the bangers from the. Although I mean, right
Oh,
now,
I do.
which is not on this record, by the way.
Like
Dream.
for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge is a great record.
Yeah, I'll admit it. And 5150 has some good stuff on it. There's good stuff. I'm not. Well, this will definitely get the hate. I mean, I think there's good stuff in this era. Absolutely, of Van Halen's
It
history.
totally is. But just like I said, for the singles and the videos and stuff, it was too many light poppy AOR songs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some of them were. People were calling them soft rock, and some of the songs
Yeah.
were soft rock.
Yeah, they
But
were.
Amsterdam will melt your that will like rock your face off. And
Yeah.
there are other good ones on this record, like you said, like the Seventh Seal is an excellent track.
Uh-huh. What was
Uh,
um what was the song that was in Twister? What was it called again?
that's
Human Beings, right?
Humans Being. Yeah.
Yeah, that's here on the rarities with 2
Okay.
other songs. Yeah. And then you got 6 promo videos, a live one, and the Wembley live song. So yeah, a lot of cool reissues out there to pick up.
All right. Well, yeah, good stuff, man. Yeah, we should be timely about it. And you got any news? Anything you want to pump before we sign
No,
off?
just those couple reviews that I did, like I said, for these that came out, and I'm gonna review the Void for Brave Words, and I got the Halloween coming up, and I will follow up you in September with another article for the Metal Hall of Fame. I think we were talking about what was the topic? Underground traditional heavy metal bands from the '80s that kind of deserve maybe a slot in the hall, for consideration, right?
All right. Well, you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Yeah, Rich is going to get this done by September. Then that'll be the
Which
next
is
one
like
to deck.
3 or 4 weeks away. So yeah. All
Um,
right, that's it.
yeah, yeah. I'll just pimp again. Well, yeah. Check out our Metal Hall of Fame articles, and of course, support Life in Music is a really good cause. It's my life, so help us out however you can.
Thanks for watching.
Contributions. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Peace.
See you next time.